Hello and welcome back to the profile series. This week we've been going through all the different profile lines and I just love this part of human design because it gives us so much understanding in our natural way and understanding what we're here for. One of the biggest questions I get asked is, what am I here for? What am I meant to do? What's my purpose? Look to your profile line. We can obviously look to your gates, your incarnation cross, all the things, but I just think the profile line is so underrated in understanding my role here, what I'm here to give, what I'm here to contribute, what I feel most myself in. It's the way you learn. It's the way that you, in your highest, truest self expression, will create and manifest and magnetize what is here for you in this world. For the next week, I am going to be dropping one video for every single profile line. So if you have a 3-line, this is your video. If you're wanting to learn more and more, this series is designed so you can become more knowledgeable in human design. So your profile is a combination of 2 lines, which then makes up your profile. So we have in total 12 profiles that are a combination of the 6 profile lines. By the way, for example, you can have a 3-5 profile. So terminology wise, if you want to get really specific with human design terminology, you have your profile, which is your 3-5, and that is made up of 2 profile lines. So for example, your 3 profile line and your 5 profile line, which then creates your 3-5 profile. So if you want to go deeper, and we do this in the certification, there's a whole different meaning for when the 2 numbers come together. But for now, I think it's really great information. You can apply it so readily and easily by understanding each profile line, because you are the embodiment of both. This is why sometimes people feel like a bit of a walking contradiction, because you do have 2 sides to your personality, one on the conscious and one on the subconscious. You have your first number of your profile within your human design chart, and then you have your second. And you want to think about the first number is your conscious awareness. This is how you see yourself. The second number is in your subconscious. It is what other people see in you. And so both parts of you are very present and very important. It's not like one is more important than the other, but where you're consciously aware, you may be more consciously leveraging and living and embodying and activating that. Where you're in your subconscious is what people look to you. If you think about it in a neuroscience perspective, your subconscious is what is creating your actions and is generating your reality. So when you can be aware of your subconscious, and again, be in the higher expression, because within the profiles, you're going to have a higher and a lower expression. So we want to be leveraging and stepping into the higher expression, which is your highest, truest self. And this is what's going to create what you desire in the world. You know, your energy matters, and how you move through the world and the energy behind your action dictates what you receive and dictates its outcome. So when you can move in your highest self frequency, you will create and manifest what you desire. Whereas when you're in your lower self, it is just a beautiful awareness when you're in this not self behavior of your profile. So that might be imposter syndrome. That might be dimming your light. That might be hiding yourself. That might be overly perfectionist or people pleasing. We'll go through them all. It's great awareness. So you also have a combination of all the profile lines. That's also what a lot of people don't realize, is that in your chart, you have multiple placements of profile lines. Yes, you have your main one, which is the one that you will say on your chart on the profile side, but you have multiple different types. So if this relates, if this resonates, I'm sure you have it in other aspects of your chart. So look to your human design chart. I will put the link below that you can receive your free chart on my website. My chart system will give you a lot more information than just your regular on the internet. So definitely generate, it's free. And then look to your profile, and just remember that it's going to create a whole nother meaning when you bring the 2 profile lines together. This is where human design gets very nuanced and very deep. And then from there, come back to this recording, and we're going to go through your 3-line profile. Also check out my energy type videos, because that is the most important part of your human design. And once you know that, once you understand how to use your energy, this profile is the archetype in which you can embody. So what I love about archetypes is that we can lean into that. We can fully express ourselves in that, and we can embody this archetype, because the power of archetypes is that we can then consciously allow our energy to express or move in that way. I used as an example in one of the first episodes was if you think about the queen or the king archetype, when you like envision that energy of truth, of knowing, of calmness, of authority, of unwavering, that you can then move through the world from that place. And so when we come at the profile lines and understand this is my journey here, this is my energy, this is who I am, so I can fully embody that, fully express that, give from that place. And this is my process. When we don't understand our process, we can have a lot of shame and look to other people and being like, why does it just seem to work for them? Or why can they do that thing and it works out, but for me, it doesn't? And so when we think about the profiles, especially today, because we're going to explore the 3-line profile, we have so much just acceptance, and we can then gain the blessings in our process rather than feel like it should be another way or that we're wrong. And so the process is very important for a 3-line. And what we're going to move through today is your characteristics as a 3-line when you're in your true self, higher expression, and just awareness of when you're in your not self, so you can come back into your full true embodiment. And then you can also be able to make decisions and create a life that is truly aligned for you. Also, as well, it's really great to understand if you have any 3-line people in your life. It's really powerful to know if you're in relationships with anyone with a 3-line, because they need support. They have a wild life. Well, 3-lines move through a lot. They have somewhat of a roller coaster. So we need to give our love and support to our fellow 3-lines. But also as well, that makes them incredibly wise. Okay, so 3-line, let's dive into your profile characteristics, how you best learn, and also what you're here to give, share, and contribute to the world. And also, what is your empowered sense of self and embodiment here that will create and magnetize and manifest what is meant for you? I just want to remind a 3-line that all that you desire is truly meant for you. A 3-line is like you're really moving through it and you're becoming such a warrior in life, and you get to receive from all the ways that you learn, you experiment, you experience, and then you embody and give from the world. Nothing is by accident in your life. If you move through something in your life, if something feels really important for you, that is not random. That's something that you're here to explore and to share from. We have to remember that all we're here for is to grow in some way and to contribute. And this is where we get success, and this is where abundance and love, because they are motivating factors in our contribution here, in our service here. And that's where you're going to feel you're most fulfilled. So a 3-line, oh, I love my 3-lines in my life. My sister is a 3-line. And what would pull down, what would, crush someone, what would really take someone down? A 3-line gets back up and keeps moving. A 3-line, as I said, is a warrior. A 3-line is a big life adventurer. They are someone that is always wanting to get their hands dirty, try something out, experience something. People can tell you things. People can give you their 2 cents, tell you what they think or what they think you should do. And a 3-line is not meant to listen to any of it. A 3-line is meant to go and try things out themselves, to work it out themselves, to experiment with life. So a 3 profile line, you can't be scared to give things a try. You need to get a taste of something. You need to feel into the energy of something. You need to almost see who you are in that dynamic. You need to see who you are in that role. You need to see who you are in that course or in that relationship. I have a beautiful client who just went through the certification, and she said that she's had 30 jobs. And she's 50 years old and she's had 30 jobs. And because she's, well, I love to go and try it. I love to go experiment. And I've never had a problem with it. I love it. But other people were confused about it. To her, she was like, I want to be a photographer now. I want to be a human design reader now. I want to be a dancer now. I want to be a DJ now. I want to now be a police officer. I want, and she's also a manifesting generator. So of course, and this is where we get to see that life is presenting you with a buffet of what is on offer. And it's just for you to grab it and taste it and try it, because again, what else is life for? I like to think about it is that it's adding to your life portfolio. The problem is that we get so hooked into time and feel like you have to work your way up some imaginary ladder, and that you're always like hooked into feeling like you have to gain more, grow more, or stay in the same, what makes sense. And what can happen is that you just, at the end of the day, feel a bit jibbed and feel a bit unfulfilled and frustrated and burnt out and just a bit like monotonous in life. And so when you see that every single time your gut or your intuition or your curiosity or your spleen or your Whatever your authority is, when you feel called towards something, you need to give it a go. You need to try it out. You need to see what is there for you because it is guiding you somewhere. And your mind will not understand why. Your mind will not understand. It will try and understand. For example, it's thinking, okay, well, if we go learn this course, it's because we're going to get accredited in it. Who knows? Maybe you meet your future business partner. Maybe in that space, you have your big idea. Maybe in that space, you connect with someone that you end up going and moving and traveling the world with them and living with them. Who knows? And so we need to trust that wherever your intuition is calling you in this exact moment, when you trust and follow the breadcrumbs, there is something there for you. And nothing is ever a waste. I used to do a lot of work with a 1-3. So she has a 3 profile line. And we used to do a lot of workshops together. And she would say to me, like, Hillary, I just want to try this thing out. I want to try this practice out, this talk out, this part of the workshop out. And so, we were in this position where we could just really try things out. And she was like, sometimes it would land, sometimes it wouldn't land, but then she knew. Then she was able to refine her process. Then she was able to develop her teachings in her way of creating. And I think it's so beautiful, especially if you're at the start of your journey. This is the best time to experiment. This is the best time to try things out because you've got nothing to lose. And it will always work out. It'll always be what that person that is receiving exactly needs. Because again, nothing is by accident. Nothing is random. That they are becoming almost like your guinea pig in something that you're here to develop. So many of us are trying to get to the end point, as I said, of getting to the finish line, but there is no finish line. The only finish line is your last breath here. It's your final day here. It's the moment you leave or transition into another dimension when you pass away. So why are we rushing? See that in every day you are developing, you're playing with, you're experimenting, you're trying things out. And so because of that, you can't be afraid of things not working out. You can't be afraid of failure. As I said, it always does work out. My partner always tells me it's either a lesson or a blessing. Either way, it's positive. If you get a lesson, positive, because it's expanding your vessel, it's expanding you into a higher timeline, and you're growing as a person from it, and your work is growing. Also, as well, if it's a blessing, beautiful. That's what we want. So it's either a lesson or a blessing, but you need to move forward. You have to trust the nudge, and you can't be afraid of failure because if you're afraid of failure, you won't try. You won't experiment because there is an element of risk there. If you're trying something out, you don't know if it's going to work exactly to plan, but you will always gain from it. So through this process of experimentation, trial and error is very important as a 3-line. Trial and error, experimentation, tasting something, getting a sense of it. Also being like, who am I in this position, in this place, in this relationship, in this job? Do I like this version of myself? Can I grow? You should always be excited by the potential of growth in whatever you're doing, because that's a big part of the 3-line. Now, a 3-line, you experience a lot in life. Life can sometimes be a roller coaster. There's lots of highs, lots of lows, but this is because you signed up for a full, big life. You didn't sign up for some just kind of work my way up the ladder and do what you're expected. That's not the life you signed up for. Sometimes you can rose-colored glasses and think that that's an easy life, but that's not what your soul chose. Your soul chose to have a full life. And please throw out any disempowering or negative perception of a 3-line. I've heard it around. I've heard it in places. I've seen it on the internet where people think a 3-line have a hard life. Absolutely not. That does not have to be your story. When you receive the lessons that life is giving you, you have an expedited success story because life is giving you clues. Life is showing you where you're in your not self. It's showing you where you have a toxic pattern. It's showing you where you have a limited pattern. It's showing you where you have an opportunity to transform something in some way. So like life is giving you lots of opportunities. And if you take them, watch yourself go and watch yourself soar. And people with a 3-line have such a big potential for success, for happiness, for fulfillment, but they have to be present in their life. They need to see where things are no longer aligning. They need to let go when they notice themselves clinging on identities or relationships or roles or ways that aren't serving them. Because if you try and force your way through life, if you try and pretend that things are working when they're not, if you stay in your limiting stories, life is going to try and help you get out of that. Life will make things a bit harder. Life will throw in a health crisis. Life will throw in a toxic boss. Life will throw in and make things challenging, so you change. But if you actively change, then you won't need the challenge. I think the three line is such a powerful way and journey here. So you're never a victim. If you're feeling like you're in victim consciousness, that's the not self of a three line. When you become empowered and have a little bit of sense of humor of, gosh, this pattern again, like this has come around, and then move through it lightly, move through it in an empowered way, because you are the ultimate creator here. So you are never a victim, and you never have to just stay in the same spirals. Life is activating because you have something so important here. Life in the universe will not let you forget that. You have an important journey here. So if you're forgetting that, it will create challenges and it will create activations for you to remember. So life is your school. While other people may learn from books or others, you learn through life. So notice where life is showing you lessons. Notice where life is nudging you somewhere. Notice when life is creating like a spark of curiosity, or you get this compliment continuously, or, they say the law of three. If you continue to receive the similar thing 3 times over, trust that, explore that. Because as I said, life is always inviting you. Embrace experimentation. Embrace the trial and error. This is where your gold comes from. This is where your wisdom comes from. I love to think that we want to be in spaces with an embodied 3 profile line, because they can look you in the eye and say, I get you. I know you. I've been there. Because a 3 line won't talk or speak on something that they haven't experienced. And so you can truly look in someone in a 3 line and feel so seen and so understood. And that's your gift as a 3 line. People feel very warmed and related. A 3 line is very relatable to other people and very safe to other people. You are deeply resilient. What might break people, what might bring people down, you rise above like a phoenix. I like the energy of a phoenix for a 3 line. And so your strength, your resilience, your capacity to hold means that you have a greater capacity to create in this world. It's important, though, not to constantly be going around putting out fires, constantly trying to save people, constantly trying to fix people, constantly trying to solve problems that aren't yours. Yes, you can. Yes, when shit hits the fan, a 3 line is the one I'm calling. My sister is the first one that I'm calling. But at the same time, you need to be discerning on the fires that you are putting out as a 3 line. And also notice where you're creating more drama in your life. A 3 line, as I said, you came for a passionate, full life. Notice if you're creating drama in your life, because that's definitely your not self as a 3 line. So when you are operating as your true self energy, failure does not exist, only discovery. Think that you are in a life experience of constant discovery, of refining, of learning, of growing, of evolving, because that's what we're here for as a human. So you are the one that we want to learn from. We want to know what you have gained through your life experience, through your embodied experience. You haven't just learned it from a book. You haven't just learned it from someone else. As I said, you can't tell a 3 line what to do. A 3 line's going to do what they want to do. And so let yourself experience life. Let yourself try things out. Notice where you don't let yourself out of any form of fear, any doubt, or any insecurity. The not self, or the lower expression of the 3 line, is fearing failure, is not letting themselves try, is feeling as well in victimhood and feeling like things just don't ever work out for me. When you're in flow with life, and that's going to be big, you have to trust your strategy and authority. So if you're going against your gut, if you're saying yes when you actually mean no, if you're doing things out of obligation rather than what feels true for you, if you're not in alignment with yourself, yes, life will be hard. Yes, you're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel burnt out. You're going to feel bitter. You're not going to feel fulfilled. A 3 line needs to be in their joy, in their pleasure, trusting and following their intuition. And, you're big dreamers, 3 lines. So it needs to be taking each step as it presents, not just looking at the end goal and it all feeling too overwhelming and I don't even know where to start and it's too far away. Don't create overwhelm that you procrastinate and then you don't act and move forward. Start small. What is the next available step? Where's your intuition guiding you right now? And trust that and see who you become in that. Remember that we're never going to be sent what we can't hold. So it needs to be done step by step because you evolve and expand who you are in that process. Thing is we're like, I just want to have my dream business. Let's say I want to have a health spa. But are you the person that can hold and manage a group of 50 people and can have a multi-million-dollar business? Okay, let's grow your vessel to be able to receive and hold this because we're all about sustainable success. So it's going to happen in the steps and in the process, and let life deliver for you. Remember, it's a co-creation. You take a step forward with aligned action based on your strategy and authority. I'll link below the energy type videos because that's really important. You're going to follow and trust where your strategy and authority is taking you in the next available moment. And you're not going to be able to perceive the next 50 steps, but you can see the next step and trust that the bridge of events, which Neville Goddard speaks about, will start. And all of a sudden, random, synchronistic opportunities and people and ideas and knowledge, whatever comes your way in order to help you connect to that manifestation. But we have to start moving. You, three line, you have to start trying things out. You have to start experimenting and share as you go. Like, I love to witness three lines in their process and sharing with us as they move forward. Three lines, you guys are the ones that really make difference in our world. You have the ability to push through boundaries. You have this ability to go further than what other people seem to. You have this ability to like really get through roadblocks, and life will always have challenges, and you do it with a sense of finesse and a sense of good humor. Good humor as a three line is really important. And so when you see that you are the ultimate creator and manifester and you can build whatever you want in this lifetime and it's going to be authentic and unique for you, this is where you become the embodied creator. And so whatever you have a desire for, whatever you have a dream around, you're here to create it. And you're here to get your hands dirty. You're here to take each line steps and to enjoy the process as you go. We're always thinking like we got to get to this end destination. And there's always this fear of running out of time for three lines. And so when you see it, imagine if you're going on holiday and you know that you're landing in the Maldives and you're on the plane. Imagine if the whole time on the plane ride, you're thinking, will we ever get to the Maldives? Will we ever get to the dreamland? Will we ever have our holiday? No. You sit back, you relax, you watch some movies, you maybe journal a little, you maybe set your intentions. You enjoy the ride. You enjoy the process. This is life. You can be just as happy now as you will be once it's been created. All of it is good. All of it is coming. What you desire is sitting and is in a different timeline. You're just expanding and becoming the person who naturally aligns with that timeline. So it's coming. It's already there. It's already happening, just on a different timeline. Grow and evolve as life will present you with opportunities as you go. I'll link below my power practice, the everyday transformational tool to timeline shift. And from there, well, it's your oyster. But you have to remember that you need to become the person that aligns with your manifestation. And that's the beauty of the human experience. So you are a valuable resource to everyone around you. Three lines are very capable, are very, as I said, resilient. So watch where like people are just throwing things on you and expecting you to do things, like putting more things on your desk just because they know you can do it. Be discerning on where your energy goes. Your energy is valuable. Your energy is important. You get to decide where you get to invest your energy, and you want to be investing your energy in what lights you up, what expands you, not what constricts and drains you. And when you're on that path of expansion and growth and trying and tasting and experiencing and experimenting, this is where you become the ultimate creator. And this is where we receive from your products, from your services, from your energy. Your purpose is to try things out and to enjoy the buffet of this life. Any encounter in your life is not random, especially as a three line. I love the quote of coincidences are just God's way of remaining anonymous. Coincidences are not random. They are perfectly aligned on your path. And it's about recognizing that the universe is dropping this in your awareness for a reason. There's something here for you, or there's something there for you. Explore it, try it out, see, just see. It's the thing. This is the not self of the three liners, that they don't give themselves that permission just to see. They constantly tell themselves like, why can't I just find my thing? Why can't I just stick to one thing? Why can't I just have a linear path? No, that's not your design. That will feel terrible for you. That would feel so monotonous, so boring. That's not you. You're here to try, test it out. What's it like? What's that like? Oh, yes, I do like that. I don't like that. And, and people want the advice of a 3-line. People go to a 3-line to ask what they think is good and what they don't think is good. So let yourself try, let yourself experience, let yourself live. 3-lines. We want to experience life through you. We want to experience the divine through you. So trust where your life force is taking you, and you can't go wrong. There will always be something there from you, whether it's a blessing or it's a lesson. It will always be for your highest good. You just need to have certainty in your process and move forward. And if you're in relationship with a 3-line, give them love, give them support, see them. Also encourage and celebrate them for trying things out, for doing something new, for being a beginner at something, because through there, they're going to create more and more mastery and expertise and become the embodied teacher or the embodied creator in this life. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for listening to the 3 profile line. Definitely check out the other profile line videos because, as I said, you will have 2 lines within your profile. And if you would like to dive deeper, check out our Advanced Human Design certification. This is where we explore the depth and the intricacy of human design, and you will become an advanced practitioner. And in true 3-line fashion, we create space for full integration, embodiment, and experimentation. And I love this is such a co-creational space where everyone shares what they're navigating, what they're experimenting with, what they've tried out with friends and family. And, it's even a great party trick where you can whip this out with your friends and family and be able to blow their mind, like literally blow people's mind in how you can read into their soul and know them better than they know themselves just by looking at this chart. So you'll be able to read and understand this complicated human design chart, but we make it so easy that it will feel so doable for you. Thank you so much for listening. Definitely check out our following profile line series. Thank you for being here, and I will speak to you on the next one.